Welcome to Q&A Selling Online, with answers to questions about creating an online empire, promoting products, or building a brand. Your host, private label and e-commerce entrepreneur, Quinn Amorm.
Welcome back to the show, my friends. Today, I have here with us the founder of Science Natural Supplements, Cody Bramlet. He was actually a personal trainer, and from what I understand, it didn't go as planned. But one of the things that he did was, because of a personal problem his dad had with chronic inflammation, Cody researched and came up with his own solution of a custom turmeric, if I'm not mistaken, it's turmeric and BioPerine, and got rid of his father's inflammation. And then, of course, people started asking him how and what, and now Cody does that for a living, makes several millions, and teaches other people how to get it done. So, Cody, welcome to the show.
Quinn, I thank you for having me here. I'm very excited. I love doing this. I love sharing with people my story and how to actually, get success along with doing the path that we did. And I'm happy to be here to share.
Awesome. So, Cody, you were successful at helping your dad get rid of that chronic inflammation, and you started a brand from that, because anything that's successful, you should pursue that. But before that, you were a personal trainer. Tell me how that gets started.
Yeah, definitely. So, I've always been into health. I was a heavier set kid. My parents always told me it's genetics. And then at the end of high school, I found out that it's not. It's called a good diet and exercise. And wow, what do you know? Things change. And so I went through college. I knew I was really into marketing at that point. I read books from Matt Fury and Dan Kennedy, Bill Glazer, and it was always kind of like just understanding this little bit about direct marketing and that whole world. And I love fitness and wanted to figure out how to do fitness and sell it online. I wasn't sure at the time, and I ended up actually opening a kettlebell gym because I had worked at one part-time. I trained at one. I got certified as an instructor. I loved it. It was kind of a part-time gig to pay for my car. And the lady who had it closed because she was quite literally the wife of a billionaire and didn't care. And so I grabbed the clients that I could and started my own gym. And I did it part-time for years until I quit my day job and did it full-time. And it was fun. I grew it to over 250 clients. I had a 3,000 square foot facility in San Diego in an interesting little corner of this industrial park. But people came to me because I was like the kettlebell expert. But I had a ton of flaws in my knowledge of actually how to run a company, how to manage a team, how to have staff, how to actually get what you're owed in terms of, asking for how much you should be paid. Like I was charging $99 a month or less for unlimited classes, and we had 50 a week. So I was not making money. I was basically just over servicing clients who complained to me about losing 30 pounds and having to pay $100 a month. And so at a certain point, I was burned out, exhausted, over it. My brother had figured out how to train people online through coaching programs on fitness. And I was like, how do I get online and stop doing training? He's like, you should try supplements and figure that out. That's becoming a big thing. And that kind of led me down the path for a couple of years to discover that whole industry.
Wow. So when you started, it wasn't, I guess, anything that we started a few years ago is not as competitive as right now. But was it something easy to do?
Oh, God, no. So at that time, there wasn't knowledge being shared about what to do. Like I put together a whole course that explains how to do this, right? Because I just want people to not fail like I had many failures. So it was completely trial and error. And how much credit card limit can I load up and survive off of and collect interest on until I succeeded? That's literally like what happened for the first 2-3 years. I think I spent a year and a half trying to understand how to write a direct marketing long form sales page. Those 10,000 word articles that turn into a sales pitch. It took me forever to figure that out. Couldn't write it on my own. I luckily found someone who could write a solid one for a completely fair price. And I had to buy inventory. I had to do all the marketing for it. I then had to figure out how to get traffic to the page. When I found the world of affiliates through softwares like ClickBank and Buy Goods and Digistore. Yeah. And it was a complete scary journey, all while, trying to run a gym that barely covered my bills to live. And I'm going into massive debt trying to build this business, knowing that it's going to work. It has to work. I just pushed it through because it had to work.
Yeah. Well, you know what? As soon as you mentioned the long form pages, I thought of something that I've been selling online for many years. And then once I tried to get into, it wasn't really pure supplement, but it was a mixture of a food with a supplement. And it didn't work out very good. It's now in the stats as one of my failures, just because it wasn't easy to get started. It wasn't easy to get some licenses, because at one point it was considered a novelty product because it was something that didn't just exist or whatever. But while I was in those stages, I studied pages of like Drew Canole, what's it called, Organifi.
Yes.
And actually, I've replicated his site several times for clients that ask me, because it is successful. So you're saying that today, long form pages are still the way to go, even though you have your own site and you have Amazon and all of that. It's still the way.
Definitely. So I look at owning and operating a business as trying to find as many verticals of sales as possible. There's not one way to make $100. There's 100 ways to make $1. So should you be on Amazon? Yes. Should you be on Walmart? If you can? Yes. Should you be on any of those platforms? Yes. Should you have a Shopify e-com page? Yes. Should you also have long form direct marketing pages? Yes. And speaking of Organifi, they've done it all, right? At one point, I knew they were like on every single platform you could ever imagine, right? Because their audience is not all in one spot. The audience is not all on Amazon, although a lot are. They're everywhere. And so the key is, how do you get in front of people in every place they can be where they're going to need your product?
Even the ones that don't know yet that they need it.
Exactly. And that's one reason why I do love direct marketing and those long form sales pages. And they're hard to create. Don't get me wrong. We've built systems out about how to actually give the best content to a writer to actually produce it. I don't teach how to write copy, because you should be working with people who are competent in that category. It's going to cost you between $5,000 and $20,000, even $30,000 to hire a good copywriter. And of course, the more you pay, the better chance you have of success out the gate. But having that is huge, because you are able to connect with someone so they get to know, like, trust, and buy from you in one sitting. It's not that whole, the 7-touch thing. You touch someone 7 times to get them to buy. That's what Facebook uses. That's what Amazon uses. It's just like, sprinkle it in front of their attention. Here. Direct marketing is all about, they land on a page, and how do you make them want to be your best friend by the end of it and pay you money?
Nice. All right. So I do know it works, because my main focus is on Amazon, and I have clients that start on Amazon, launch on Amazon, and I have a very hard time if they start something from scratch in the supplement space, because it's so competitive. The cost of advertising on Amazon for a supplement is through the roof. Others that have started outside businesses, when they come to Amazon, their brand name already has searches, and they are normally in the affiliate marketing space. So that tells me that it is working, because they bring demand to Amazon of a brand that they already have. So is that something that you work with? That's something you do as well with your brand?
Yeah, 100%. It's you nailed it in the head right there. So when I first started out and was doing $1 million a year or so, we had generic products: turmeric, omega-3, probiotic, nothing unique. And we did great selling it, right? Everyone needs turmeric. Everyone needs omega-3. Everyone needs a probiotic. So we just did discount offers for it and sold a ton through the affiliate space, because we were winning on price, put it that way. We were kind of the Walmart in the affiliate space of that. We ended up moving back to the long form direct marketing sales pages with kind of some custom products we had for weight loss. And when those start to work, you start getting a lot of traffic, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of clicks. And as soon as they start to work on YouTube, Facebook, Google ads, things like that, all of a sudden people that wouldn't have normally seen you in a direct marketing sense see your page, and they read the article and they're intrigued. So they immediately go to Amazon and type your name in. And if you're there, oh, it's Amazon. I trust it, right? I know I can return if I don't like it. Boom, get it. I'm that way. Half the time I find something cool when I'm sitting in the toilet shopping, I go, oh, I don't buy on the website. I go straight to Amazon.
Yep.
And so that's the kind of audience that you're able to tap into. Because if you're not on Amazon, you do that, they just go, oh, scammy company. They're not even on Amazon. How could they be good? And so it's important to be in both places. Secondly, something that's unfortunately happened to me, and I teach all my failures, and I want to make sure people know this. If you do direct marketing, people will try and steal from you and sell your products on Amazon if you're not there. And so what's happened to me in early 2020, when we were doing $2 million a month, and most of it on Facebook for a short term, so we're getting a lot of eyes on our pages. people were using stolen credit cards, buying hundreds of units of our products, shipping them to multiple apartment addresses in the same building, and then listing it on my Amazon cheaper than we were selling it.
So they were taking away the buy box from you, which reduces then your lower, it turns off your advertising if you have it on. That's for one.
Yeah. It's brutal. And then we had chargebacks too, and we lost the product cost. So it wasn't just a couple $100,000 in fraudulent charges. It was all the lost sales on Amazon, all the lost cost of goods, and the fact that I had to fight with my credit card processor because I was being attacked and it was not my fault. Now, I've since learned, of course, there's multiple pieces of software you can implement which block like 80, 90% of that. If you're not using systems like Mitigator or Count in those systems to block those transactions, you're lucky if you haven't been swindled yet, but it will happen if your offer starts to work and take off.
How about somebody trying to take away your brand or replicate your brand and try to sell same name products with a different logo? Have you seen that yet?
It happened to us earlier last year, in I think like June or July. So I ended up hiring an agency to run my Amazon stuff because we just didn't have the capacity inside to continue to do that. And it does okay. We do $20,000-$30,000 a month in sales. It's not giant, but we're also not heavily present on Facebook right now. And I think that's where a lot of the buyers are. So direct marketing world, they're used to buying from companies. Facebook people, I think, are used to buying on Amazon. And we saw someone that popped up an almost identical product from manufacturer, copied the entire look and feel, everything, and then use all our keywords jammed into the page without using any of our names. Thankfully, I found lawyers who actually work with Amazon, and they actually can send emails through Amazon telling people to stop. So they get to the person got an email from Amazon saying, you're going to get in trouble from a lawyer right now if you don't fix this, which is cool because I've sent cease and desist orders to people when we discovered who they were. And I didn't stop them. They didn't care, but they get an email from Amazon, they disappear real quick.
Yeah. I had a bunch of people imitate some products they weren't actually mine. They were supplements from a client's supplements. And one of them had actually 8 sellers selling the exact same product, the same label and everything, and they had a different logo. And I went through brand registry, which is one of the Amazon ways to get rid of those people. I complained and they removed them all. But the thing is, how can somebody even consider that is a good idea to go through the process of making all of that when they could actually create a real brand with just change the logo and you're going to buy, right?
I don't understand either. I feel like they're putting up way more risk and way more effort than you are to actually start a legitimate business. It's correct. It's shocking to me. It's like trying to rob a bank for $1 million. It's a lot easier to go figure out how to make $1 million than it is to go steal it. And you're not going to go to jail forever.
Exactly. And they will be caught because the brand, like you know your brand. So if somebody tries to replicate your brand, you will try to stop them. So it's just a matter of time. But so I don't know. I don't understand it either.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, and I hope Amazon does find a way to stop that from happening in its tracks. It's still a little obnoxious that they don't have an AI that goes, "Hey, these labels look the same. Are you sure it's yours?" I think that it should exist.
Yeah, they do have an AI that can do the image search, but they give it to you as a tool so you can manually search your own product. They don't go out of their way to do the search, which could be.
We'll give you the tools to stop bad people who are doing bad things on our platform that we already know about but won't tell you. Good business model.
Yes, yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of being on Amazon 100%. Like I'm there to protect my brand. I'm there to grab the people who are like me who shop on Amazon. And I'm there to keep bad people from doing things fraudulently and ripping me off and stealing my products. So our existence on Amazon is really almost a defense versus actually a profit center. I mean, we make money on it. It pays for probably my mortgage or car payment or something like that. It's good, but not great. But it definitely is not where we focus our time because we see so much more profit and revenue coming from the affiliate world because affiliates are so much nicer. It's you scratch my back, I scratch yours. If we all do better, the tide rises. You talked about Drew earlier. I've gotten traffic from them. I've sent traffic to them for them. It's a very reciprocal, good community. And I love being a part of that type of world versus this dog eat dog on Amazon that can be sometimes painful.
So just to be clear here, then what would you do if you wanted to launch today a new brand? Let's say you were a personal trainer, so let's say you wanted a workout supplement or pre-workout, whatever they're called. If you wanted to launch one today or start today, not launch it today, but what would you do?
Definitely. So this is a great question. So I, like you said, I have a course. I teach people how to do this. So we have a course called Supplement Millionaire Blueprint, and we break it down into 20 steps over 16 weeks to actually launch something. So I'll just kind of give you the lowdown of how it works right now, because I'm all about sharing. And if anybody succeeds from this tips, reach out to me. I want to hear what's going on. And anybody wants to learn more, they can always reach out to me too. But basically 16 weeks is all it takes to launch a product. Would I start on Amazon if I had no Amazon experience? No. If I had Amazon experience, would I start there? Obviously, yes. But basically, you first need to come up with your brand, your identity, your name, and to make sure that it connects with your audience. So you said earlier, when I do a pre-workout because you're a trainer. So is your clients women, grandmas who are trying to lose weight, or young dudes trying to get big and bulky? Create your brand identity around that. That's very, very key. Secondly, what products do you want to sell? Pre-workout, a protein powder, a sleep aid, something like that. Whatever it is you think that's going to help benefit people most. The first thing I say is do not do a custom product, because you have no clue how to run a supplement brand, how to build a company, how to run a team, how to do marketing, how to do accounting, how to do anything. So I want you to start by doing a white label product. And there's companies out there that will sell you white label ones where they just give them they give you a template, you put your pretty pictures and your logo on it, they slap it down, and then that you can buy bulk. There's companies that will do on demand. So as you sell it through your Shopify account or through ClickBank or through Buy Goods, it will ship it out and then they'll bill you afterwards. So I would start there. Once you have the product chosen, the company chosen, you then figure out your story. Why did you start it, right? I had a gym. I was tired of people coming in and showing me Herbalife crap and telling me they spent $80 on a bucket of protein that had 20 grams of protein in it. And I was like, you can just go to the store and pick one up for $29 to get you 5 times the amount of quality servings than what this junk is. Mm-hmm. And so it drove me insane. So that was what led me to create the brand. I wanted to create something that was simple, real, and only what you need. No fillers, no junk. And so that's what I went out and wanted to do. The whole story of my dad, that happened, right? So I was looking at turmeric being a product, and my dad's doctor at the same time literally said, hey, you should eat turmeric to reduce inflammation. And I was just like, oh my gosh, right? This is amazing. So then I had to find the right turmeric. I chose the worst manufacturers to begin with. I had to buy inventory to begin with. I didn't know how to do the white label. I didn't know how to do the on-demand concept. Mm-hmm. So I had, loaded up my credit card on that. Stuff was great. Don't get me wrong. It was an awesome custom formula, but it was completely drowning me in debt to be able to get it going. So once you have all that, you have your story, you have your reason why, you have your influence, you have you then find a copywriter, someone who can actually tell the story. You can do that, or you can spend a year learning how to write copy and make a decent page, but probably not that good. So I always recommend people to save as much as you can and hire someone. Again, it's $5,000 to $25,000 in cost. The higher you go, the better you get. After that, you buy ClickFunnels or WordPress and you build the page yourself, because obviously we're trying to save money to get going. If you can't afford to hire somebody, you're going to pay a couple grand to have them build a web page and design it. Obviously, make sure you find someone who knows direct marketing and the affiliate world, because a lot of guys out there, they don't know how to create a page with ways to help the customer buy. Like one of our big things was our designer kept doing rounded buttons. And I'm like, no, I want to have a button like Amazon. As soon as we tested an exact replica of Amazon buttons, sales increased, right? So it's kind of neat. Although now I see Amazon testing different shaped buttons. So it's kind of funny. Yeah. So it's creating the story, it's picking the product, it's having the right thing, it's getting the design all put together. And then the last thing I was recommend is being on a platform that's easy to use. So I mentioned ClickBank, Buy Goods, and Digistore. These 3 platforms allow you to put your offer with all your upsells and downsells, like you see on an infomercial or a website, all on their platform. They run the credit card processing. They pay out the traffic sources. So if you do agree upon percentage, like 60% revenue share, or you agree that $50 per sale you're going to be giving somebody, the agreement's all within their platform and it pays out the people accordingly. They do cost probably 2 to 4% more than you can, will cost you to do it on your own. But the time saved to not deal with chargebacks, anything would do with credit card processing and paying out people and accounting is well worth it. And you can trust me on that because I spend way the hell more than 4% on those things every single month. And that's kind of the simple blueprint and steps to be able to get going to put something in direct marketing. And then obviously when it starts to work, you start to get traffic, you need to be on Amazon. You need to have a Shopify account with an e-commerce page. So that way, each type of audience who wants to look you up, they will find the page they're looking for, that they're comfortable with, and that they'll purchase from you from.
And that page belongs to you and not somebody that just bought it with a fake credit card.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. So for those that don't know, ClickBank, you mentioned, for example, you would grab your product, list it on ClickBank, and offer a percentage of the profits or of the gross to whoever out there wants to sell the product for you. Is that it?
Correct. Yeah. So each of them have a marketplace where when the offers go live, anybody who wants to find something to promote is going to be on that marketplace. And so a lot of people who go through ad buying trainings or Facebook ad buying programs, they're trained to go to these platforms, find the ones that have the highest gravity and are paying out the most money and try and market to them. Obviously, if something's more popular, more people are promoting it. Therefore, it's more competitive for the ad buyer. So, at a certain point, there's a diminishing returns and they just work with the highest tier affiliates. Mm-hmm. But when you're starting out, it can be hard to find affiliates. So one of the things we recommend people to do is to get involved in groups. So everyone knows what a mastermind is. If you're like me, you paid 20 grand to be in a mastermind that you regretted buying. And you're like, oh, I wasted 20 grand for a couple meetings. I don't know why I did this. But there's many groups out there that are networks that are more about networking. Even my coaching program, it's about networking. We call it a mastermind, but it's all about that weekly call and getting to know everybody in the group. Because when you know other companies that are like you, they're willing to promote you if you're willing to promote them, because we're all looking for traffic. Mm-hmm. So like I let's say I sold 1,000 customers. I now have an email list of 1,000 people. What do I do with that? I want to make money. I want to service my client customers. I want them to buy the things they want. So every day I'm going to send them an email. I have 3 or 4 products. So I'm going to send out my products once or twice in a month. What do I do the other 20 days? I find other offers and I promote them. So the key is being a part of these networks to be able to meet people like that. So that way you can have them promote you and you can promote them when you have your offer working. And it becomes this very synergistic, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and everyone succeeds. And yes, the rev share thing is great. The other model people use is called CPA, cost per acquisition. That's one I like doing more because I know that no matter what, I will get the same amount of money. And at the end of the day, it's all the same, right? A rev share and a CPA, if you divide it over 1,000 customers, there's a number, right? And so it's the same concept. But yeah, that's how you do it. So you get on those platforms, you list your offer, you make sure it converts at 1% to 2% conversion rate. You go to conferences, you be a part of communities, you be a part of masterminds, and you make friends with people. My wife used to ask me, what are you gonna do at this conference? I said, I'm gonna go shake hands and kiss babies, make friends with as many people as possible.
That's it.
Yeah.
So what are the chances of launching this brand new, what was it that we, pre-workout? You launched this pre-workout. What are the chances of one of those super affiliates picking it up?
Perfect. So super affiliates are so busy, they don't even answer emails from me. They're swamped, right? They get 1,000 emails a day. Even my sales team are like, I'm drowning in emails, and we're a middle tier company. Mm-hmm. And so these super guys that have, millions of people on an email list, they start to notice you when you start appearing on the, my tier or the tier above me lists. So when you start out, we call them minnows. Minnows will promote you. The guys that can send 100 clicks, right? Very small mm-hmm. companies, very small email lists. And then you can always say, hey, did it do well for you? Yeah, the offer did great. We made $200 more than normal. Oh, cool. Do you know anybody that would also like this offer, that it might benefit them too? And, at that point you get a referral and you move up the ladder, and you slowly keep moving up the ladder over and over and over until you get to a higher tier. And eventually people start reaching out to you when they see higher level affiliates promoting your offer. Because they're like, whoa, mm-hmm. Cody knows what he's doing. He knows how to do email marketing. He's emailed this 3 times now. I got to find out who this person is, because it's probably worth my time to email that offer. So that's one way of doing it. The other way is, of course, I think back to my Bill Glazer and Dan Kennedy learnings. I just love the story that one of the stories they told was, you're trying to get attention of some manager or whatever it is in some company get them to call you back, and they won't respond to your letters. They won't respond to your emails. They won't respond to your calls. So send them something weird and giant. So like one of the guys sent an umbrella, and when he opened the umbrella, there was a bunch of like stuff in there, like hellos and thank yous and please give me a call kind of stuff. Yeah. And then the guy called immediately and said, I've never had someone do that before. Tell me your pitch, right? Because he's just curious at that point. So how can you determine who the person is, what they like? How can you get something unique in front of them and get their attention, right? It's all about standing out in a marketing sense. And if you can do that, then you can get the attention of some big fish.
Nice. I did something similar to that once to get somebody's attention. You remember Hugh Hefner, Playboy guy?
Yes.
That purple or maroon robe he used to wear.
The smoking jacket, yes.
I got $150 replica of one with wings. It was basically a built-in towel as wings. I got one of those and I sent it to somebody that I wanted their attention. And because it is so weird, and then those towels could be wrapped around the head, almost like it looked like a Jedi from Star Trek or whatever it is. But it was funny because that does work because it is weird. It wasn't just like a pen with, the regular merch. It was something out of the ordinary. So that's right.
Yeah, it's all about standing out in the crowd. And the more of us that join the marketing world, the more you got to stand out. But, I like more competition. I like more people in there. You get more ideas. And I think the stronger survive and the more creative survive. And a lot of times too, people that try to start their own company, they fail, but they realize they were really good at one piece of that business. And then they start an agency to be able to do that. So I've watched a lot of people in this industry try to do what I do, fail, and end up doing something in the industry and love it more and succeed way better at it because they found what their strengths are within it. So I don't ever see a failure as a failure. I see a failure as a lesson to lead you down the next step. And I definitely think that anybody can try and succeed in any way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's only a failure when you stop trying, right?
Yes.
Because if you keep going, and eventually you may succeed, or you could just have a bigger failure. I guess it all depends. So, Cody, tell me something. You mentioned you do have a course. It's Blueprint. I can't pronounce it.
The Supplement Millionaire Blueprint.
Okay, Supplement Millionaire Blueprint. So where do people go to find that? And then where do they go to find out more about you and your brands?
Definitely. So you can visit codybramlett.com, supplementmillionaire.com, or Supplement Millionaire Blueprint. Right now, I don't know which page is live, but we have a cool video which kind of explains the entire course. I put a 30-minute video together. I have a great video editor, so it's cool. Hope you like it. But we break down what it is. And I'll just be honest, like I'm here to help people who want to succeed and want to actually launch and grow a supplement brand. That's it. If it's not you and you're not ready to do it and you don't have the capital to be able to start, figure out how to get the capital to start. It will cost you between $5,000 and $30,000 to start a brand. The more you spend, the higher chance you have of succeeding fast. The less you spend, the more work you have to put in, the more sweat equity you have to put in. But that's just fine. I started on a budget, and you can too. If you can come in with a higher price point, you can get there faster. And so in the course, we have about 50 interviews. We walk people through every person they should work with in the industry, right? Who's the best customer service? My customer service saves me over $10,000 a month in save to sales. So when someone wants a refund, they go, hey, instead of mailing it back, how about we give you a 50% refund and you keep it? And a ton of people say yes. Saves me $10,000 a month, almost covers my customer service cost. It's phenomenal, and most people don't know that or even realize it exists. So we go through that. We go through who's the best web page builder. We go through how to find the best copywriter, how to write contracts with them, how to have expectations with them, how to do design, who to work with, what lawyers to work with, how to do email marketing, who to hire for email marketing, because you and I are not good at email marketing, right? We're not pros at it, but you should hire a pro because they'll make you 5 times the amount of money you could do on your best day. And you don't have to do anything. So we kind of try and make it as simple as possible. When I first made it, I just made that and released it to the world. I sold 50, 80, maybe 100 copies for $2,000 a piece. And I wasn't getting feedback from people. People weren't responding. So I started doing these open office calls to learn more, found out that people actually need a clear, concise blueprint. So I built an entire checklist and Gantt chart that walks you through every single step, tells you what video to watch at what step, tells you what you need to complete at each step, and make sure you stay on track, because As you know, a lot of entrepreneurs have squirrel brain. We're chasing shiny objects and we can't stay focused. So this is designed to keep you focused and keep you busy, even when you're waiting for an outsourced project to happen. That whole thing is designed to make it as easy as possible. And then because I really want people to succeed, we turned it from an actual product to a coaching group. So for anybody that wants to join, it's a month-to-month program and you can quit whenever you want. And if you don't show up to the coaching calls, I fire you as a client. I'm all about looking for people who actually care. So you can find out more on the website, and I'm just here to help. So I got free resources there. If it's not your time and you want to just watch the video and download stuff, please do. I mean, I'm just here to make sure people don't make the same mistakes that I did, because I've blown $1 million in mistakes and it was not fun. And I somehow luckily survived. I don't want anybody to have to go through the hell that I did and the stress that I went through, because it was not fun at all.
I hear you. And for any of you out there that are listening, if you have what Cody referred to as squirrel brain, you can check out Daily Greens on his site, Science Natural Supplement. And the reason why I say this, Cody, is because it was the first thing I looked for when I opened your site to see if you had anything for mental focus and clarity, because almost everybody today needs that. I don't know if it's technology that's doing that to us, but I have shiny object syndrome or squirrel brain, everything. So anything I can do except Adderall to get my brain. And I only say except Adderall because I can't legally get it. But yeah.
It's definitely a tough thing to overcome. I think my biggest challenge in this entire adventure I've done over the last 6 years is really learning how to focus and stay on track and also let go. Like, I built a team. We have 5 leadership. My leadership team, there's 5 of us in the United States. And then we have about 25 people in the Philippines. So I'm a very virtual company. And by the way, guys, if you want to hire people in the Philippines, it is the best decision ever. They're inexpensive. They're incredibly well-trained. They're incredibly educated. They're incredibly nice and respectful people. And you can take care of them and basically hire 4 or 5 people for the price of 1 US staff person. So it's an incredible way to build your company fast. But learning how to be a leader and not overwhelm people and stay focused and on target has been the biggest challenge. So yeah, learning to overcome the squirrel brain is a challenge and tough, but I'm trying to encourage people to do it and help them find focus and be able to achieve that. Because if you just keep chasing shiny objects and changing your direction every 6 months, you won't succeed.
Exactly. Starting a business every day is not going to bring you any success. You have to build that business, right? I guess you do have to start it, but don't just start. Keep doing something to it.
Exactly. And then it can always evolve. It doesn't have to stay that business, but it shouldn't be crazy 180 turns. You know, you got to keep that path going and marching forward. Yeah.
I think it was Zuckerberg that said, ideas are never born fully formulated, right? So it kind of, you think of something, start it, and then you start tweaking it to go with the flow. But that's it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Cody, amazing information here. I hope people check out your links that are going to be on the show notes. Thank you very much for this. And I can tell you right now, everybody guaranteed to learn something, even I did. So awesome. Thank you.
My pleasure. It's great being here. And again, I'm here to help. So if anybody needs anything, feel free to reach out. If you email myself or one of my team will respond. So we're just here to help. So thank you again.
Awesome. Thank you.